What's going on there, guys? Back with another one. Breaking news, breaking news. ESPN has fired longtime on-air analyst Ryan Clark, who also hosts the Pivot podcast. And there's been a few incidents where fans have been calling for Ryan Clark to be fired. And we're going to look back at everything that has transpired, man. He had a public feud with RG3 that a lot of people was upset about. He had issues with the way Sheeter Sanders was being treated, how he wasn't getting a fair opportunity with his team because he was saying that, it was the color of his skin. And they feel like that's why Dillon Gabriel got the opportunities over Sheeter Sanders. And he also made comments about the Kieran Lacy case, who is a kid who went to LSU just like Ryan Clark. So he was more like a little brother to him. I even think Lacy has worked out with Ryan Clark, at his gym in the past. So he was close with him, but the last straw they're saying is the Peter Schrager incident that happened live on air, where he said, that's the non-player in you, when they were analyzing the football game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to look back at some of these instances. Let's check it out.
Are you feeling, okay, you look at A.J. Brown, which is this number one wide receiver who got one target all night, and then you got CeeDee Lamb.
But when was the one target?
That's the target,
But
though.
I'm saying, when was the one target?
I'm saying you could have it both ways.
54 seconds left in the game on 2nd and 11. It was the one target. He runs the out route.
You wake up this morning saying A.J. Brown had a better day than CeeDee Lamb?
You know what you wake up saying, though? A.J. Brown's team is 1-0.
Of course.
Right, that's what
I get it.
But the thing is this, though, and we shouldn't do this on TV. And so I apologize if people think this is rude. That's the non-player.
Oh, stop. CeeDee Lamb is
let me tell you why. I'm not looking
at fantasy football. Ryan, I'm not. Don't belittle me like that. I could come in and say, as 3X players are saying one thing and give an alternative perspective that maybe CeeDee Lamb did play well. And
Peter, what I need for you to do is not get mad and let me finish for one.
Okay, go on.
It wasn't about you. It was going to be about me.
Okay.
As a player, I can't speak for CeeDee.
Sad and tragic when I thought he died under the weight of handling the guilt that he unknowingly played a part in someone losing their lives. It's even more tragic that I know he died as an innocent man who knew he was innocent, but was dealing with the consequences of someone guilty of what he had been accused of. And let's be clear, Kieran Lacy is innocent, but on December 17th, 2 people lost their lives. Obviously, Herman Hall, and condolences and prayers to his family, because this man fought in 2 Vietnam wars, and the very thing he fought for, right, which was the rights and the privileges and the due diligence of the courts as it pertains to American citizens, didn't even happen in his death. They didn't even honor him that way. It was true lies. It was true railroading. It was true framing. It was Tyler Werner, the state police, who was coaching witnesses into telling them or into saying that it was Kieran's car involved in the crash. All he saw was a young black man, right? He didn't see Kenny, and he didn't see Candace's son. He didn't see a brother. He didn't see a teammate. He didn't see a boyfriend. He didn't see somebody who truly was a part of the community. So they stole his joy, they stole his career, and eventually they took his life.
When you look at a guy like Joe Burrow, right, and where he is ranked, they don't take into account how much he's been injured or how little he's played, how awful his team has been as a whole. They look at Joe Burrow when he is on the field, what he has accomplished, and they rank him by that. They rank him by the feeling they get when Joe Burrow is healthy, when Jamar Chase is there, when T. Higgins is there. The same exact thing should go for Lamar Jackson. Outside of Patrick Mahomes, there is no more accomplished quarterback in the entire NFL individually. There's no quarterback who carries more than Lamar Jackson. There's no quarterback who's asked to do more than Lamar Jackson. There's no quarterback who you have to have a game plan for in the run game. You have to have a game plan for in the pass game. And then you have to have a secondary game plan for when he does Lamar Jackson type stuff. And so when you take his career as a whole, if I'm a player, the way I'm voting is this. If this dude is healthy, how much do I fear him? If this dude is healthy, how difficult is it to game plan for him throughout the week? And we talked about some of the disrespect he has gotten. That's disrespect I expected. I expected executives to not know where to place him. I expected marketers and brands to not understand the power of his voice. What I didn't.
This started 3 years ago. I did my ESPN deal. It wasn't what I wanted. I realized I had to do more. And honestly, I felt played. And the worst thing for anybody that's from New Orleans is to feel played. But I felt like I deserved something that they didn't feel like I deserved. And so I set out that day and I said that day that in 3 years, I'll be the best in the world doing this. That there'll be no stone left unturned. I leave no doubt that there was nobody in the world that was like me. So I started my own stuff, bro. I started to pivot. I did the work. I got on the road. I went to every show they put me on and made sure I crushed it. And so now, here we are again. The season's over. Inside the NFL is finished. And somebody got to pay the piper.
Now, why am I showing you this clip right here? Well, apparently, Ryan Clark was fired live on air while this show was airing.
Now, why am I showing you this clip right here? Well, apparently, Ryan Clark was fired live on air while this show was airing. This show, from this clip right here, he was fired and he did not get to finish the rest of the episode. That's how crazy this thing went. They fired him live on air where he didn't finish the NFL episode that he was doing today. That is absolutely diabolical to have someone come into work and not even finish the episode that they was on. And the Yahoo report said he was informed while on NFL Live and didn't finish the show. Very, very crazy, that Ryan Clark was let go in this manner. And a lot of people have accused Ryan Clark of race baiting, accused him of being someone who is just on the air to stir division. And, Ryan Clark really speaks his truth. We seen him even apologize to Peter for that. But apology is not good enough sometimes. And a lot of these networks, sometimes when you apologize, they just make you kiss the ring. But they've already made their decision. So that's why sometimes you may see people go on air and they might not want to apologize and they end up, getting put off the air. Sometimes it's not the pride that doesn't make people apologize and not stand on something. It's the fact that they know when they do that to you, they want you to kiss the ring, humiliate you, then fire you, and then make you,